For many years, the AMX-30B was a vehicle that needed more damage per minute. It always had great mobility, a solid turret, and a very enjoyable playstyle, but it was missing that final little bit of oomph that it needed. Well, the 30B now features all of the characteristics you would want on a Tier 10 medium. It has a top speed over 60 kilometers per hour with a fantastic power to weight. It has 10 degrees of gun depression and a troll turret. And even better than that, 0.29 dispersion with 3300 DPM, and this is with running calibrated shells. Running rammer gives you almost 3600 DPM. The AMX-30B is an absolutely incredible beast, and it is easily one of the best Tier 10 mediums currently in the game. So what are we going to do? Well, today we are going to be playing in this vehicle. I just needed to change my equipment very briefly, and I guess I need to change my ammo as well. I've not actually played in this vehicle on my press account yet, so because of that, it was not equipped. But there you go. Our 30B is now fully equipped, and we are going to roll into the battlefield. But as I said, the AMX-30B is one of my favorite mediums in the game. It always has been. Even before it had the DPM buffs, I always enjoyed playing in this tank because it had the characteristics of a Leopard, but it traded a bit of its gun for a bit more armor. And that is still the case. The 30B is basically non-HEable from the sides or the front. It is a very troll vehicle to pen with high explosive. And when you pair that with the fact its upper plate's actually very troll and will give you bounces, the fact that the gun has incredible accuracy and DPM, it's just a really, really solid vehicle in general at this point. So we are going to start off this game by making our way right into the front line. And by the way, you can see just how fast the 30B is. I mean, that T92E1 was not out-accelerating us. In fact, this vehicle actually does have a better power to weight than the majority of lights. The only problem is that the 30B does not have a higher top speed, as Wargaming did nerf the top speed like 2 years ago or something like that. But we get a nice shot into the enemy ball shotgun, and thought he was going to fall back, but oh boy, that is a Kran Von moving up. I personally hate fighting Krons. Oh, and a 268 over here. Yeah, I'm glad I moved out of this position when I did, because that is a very, very hard position to be in. I will get one nice shot into the Kampfpanzer. He gets shot by the 60. We're going to back up to a position where that ball shotgun cannot hit me. And we're going to reload again in just 2 more seconds. And this is why having adrenaline is such an important consumable, because you are able to get out some very, very nasty shots. So just like that, we were able to bleed out our opponents a lot. I mean, yeah, we've done a lot of damage quite easily, I might add. We got the Kron off to the side, and there you go, nice 340 shot into the side of the Kron turret. We're up to 1600 damage already, which is pretty respectable. And yeah, not really much else to say. We're just holding, we're getting bleeds out. I'm trying my best, obviously, not to position myself in a way that the enemy can bleed me. The Kron is holding there, and yeah, personally, I don't really want to fight a Kron hull down. It's just not ideal. Oh boy, that's not very good. Well, we still have the 121 off to the side. He's not doing anything. That's the only problem with our 121. Oh, and we got the Progetto. Okay, well, the Kron is being pushed by the T92, which means we can get a shell into the Kron as well, which is always very nice. And it means we can push up a bit aggressive, possibly. Get maybe a shell into the 268. There you go, nice 342. Our T92E1 is not doing great, but he is still alive, which means at least he's able to cause a bit of a distraction. Alright, well, 268 shoots my teammate. We can see the T30, and for some reason our WZ is taking this long to make a play. Dude should have been playing aggressive way earlier. Like, you're the WZ-113 GFT most aggressive tank destroyer in the game, and now you're making a play? Sometimes I do not understand what goes through the mind of a player in this game. Alright, well, we're doing pretty good here. We're going to aim in on the 183. We're going to shoot him in the track. There you go, 369 damaging shell. Now, the 183 is 1190 damage per shot with its Hesh. And what that means is, ideally, it shouldn't be able to kill me, although it doesn't really matter because the T92 killed himself so that we could basically get more damage out. So this is a really solid game. 3,700 damage, a very easy farm, and a great example of why the 30B is a super flexible medium. We were able to use that gun depression, work the ridge lines with no issues whatsoever. We didn't really get shot at too much. I was making sure that I was not the center of attention in that battle. You never want to be the main focus when you're in any, obviously, medium, lightly armored vehicle, because you're going to bleed health. But if you put yourself in a position where you can be a bit of a nuisance and a pester to the enemy, but also in a spot where they really aren't able to do much to you, it just works very well together. And I mean, I could have easily farmed a lot more damage that game and played a lot longer with how much health I had left. So obviously, let's keep on going and see if the 30B can do just as well. The major thing that I love is that Wargaming also buffed the accuracy on this vehicle. When they gave it more DPM, they also made the dispersion 0.29, which is very good. I mean, that's the same as the Vickers Light, and it means that you're going to be able to hit shots at distance or, you know, close range easily. And it just makes the tank very flexible and very enjoyable. I hate mediums that have poor dispersion. I mean, the Progetto 65 is understandable because it's an auto reloader, and even though you might miss one shot, you have two other shells that you can still sling at somebody and you might hit. But in this tank, you don't miss, so it's just really nice in that regard. Now we have Clancy the Chicken. That is our BZ-75 name, but he knows who I am, so I can't get too mad. Alright, well, we are going to start off this battle by making our way over to the Base A overlook. And we'll see what we can do here. Ideally, I'd like to go far wide, but it's really dependent on where our team goes. It looks like we are going to have some support, though. So we'll see. I like to go fully wide over here sometimes. And this is a good spot to not only detect people. As we can see, I've spotted the enemy boss Chatillon, but as well, it's just a great position to get bleeds out into your enemies. Wow, I thought that BZ penned me, but no, he just fired an HE that was a non-penning shell. Still kind of annoying, but at least it didn't do anything to us. So we do have teammates over here, and that boss Chatillon is not in the most ideal situation, I'll tell you that. Is he going to show us his tank? No, not in that current spot. Well, the BZ, we get a nice shell right into his lower plate. Again, the accuracy on this vehicle is incredible, and there are not many tanks in the game that could hit a shot like that confidently, but the 30B, as we can see, the gun just pops off. We've already dealt 1,300 damage, and apparently our team is not able to hit a bat chat in the open. I watched a 260 and T92E1 bounce him, but we're doing all right. I've already gotten some good damage out, and now we're going to use that great mobility the 30B has to make our way over to the BZ-75, who's most likely going to be leaving this current position. We're going to find out. Is he still here? Nope, there he is running away. Very expected. Nice 330 damaging shell into his tank, and at this point we obviously know that the BZ-75 is, well, he's kind of screwed. Alright, well, let's make our way on up, and we'll see what we can do here. There's the BZ. We get a nice pen into his upper plate. Unfortunately, the 92 got penned with a high explosive shell, but at least we were able to clear the BZ. Unfortunately, Clancy the Chicken appears to have not followed. Okay, well, crazy. Who sits there in a 268? Like, bruh, what? Oh, well. Nothing I can really do about that. Ah, okay, okay. My RNG is very quickly fleeting away from me here. We were doing alright, but man, our gun is just really not enjoying us right now. Let's aim it on that Yag Tiger. We track him, but we are not able to pen him. Is he just going to YOLO me? Yep, that's my life. That is indeed my life. Yep, and he max rolls me for 538. That is actually the maximum roll that you can deal in an Object 777 right there, and he did it. Wow, I have nothing else to say. We just had the worst set of luck I've seen in a very long time, because we could have easily shot that 777. I swear, it has 430 alpha, so if I do 430 multiplied by 1.25, 537.5, yeah, so it high rolls up to 438. He literally hit the highest roll he could have in the game and killed us. Wow. Woo, we love World of Tanks, guys. We love World of Tanks. I mean, this was probably not going to be a win either way, but it was definitely a winnable battle. Well, it actually turns out we ended up winning that game. Kudos to the Object 260 and FE2 and 5P183. They were able to bring it back. The enemy team made some really bad plays, and we ended up winning. We still did a lot of damage this game, as you can see. 3,200, even in that result where we had the worst luck possible. 268 was sitting right in a spot that you wouldn't expect him to be. The Yag Tiger managed to cut right through my turret at distance, and then the 777 YOLOs over the ridge and max rolls me. Classic NA maneuver there. It's just crazy what people get away with. The fact that 777 actually almost won their team the game by driving over the ridge is incredible. But we still did top on the team. We still did a very solid job, and it shows why the AMX 30B is such a fantastic vehicle. It's just a tank that has DPM, mobility, decent armor on the turret, and when you pair all these things together, it's a super flexible, fantastic vehicle. We took advantage of the situation we had in front of us. We were able to bleed out our opponents fast, and because of that, we probably turned what would have been a defeat into a win. I always do find it disappointing when you have people that say, like, "Hi, Droodles," in the beginning of the game, and then proceed to drive alone to Town Factory and die. He said he wasn't paying attention. I don't know how you can see my name, type in "Hi Droodles," and then proceed to not pay attention for the rest of the game and drive into the open and die. Please pay attention to where you're going, guys, and if you are going to not pay attention, at least stick with the team. Either way, the AMX 30B is a fantastic vehicle, and it is easily one of the best tier 10s in the game right now. I love this tank. I've been meaning to make a video on it for a while. I just keep forgetting, but today's the day, so hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.